and for the National Park Service here at Ellis Island. So good morning and welcome to Ellis Island. Ellis Island is a very special place. It's often referred to as the Island of Hope, the Island of Tears. On this coin, they call it the obverse, the backside, we see a small immigrant family. They are stand-ins for the 12 million who pass through these halls on their way to a new life in America. They're full of hope. There's no promises, but they're about to enter the land of possibilities. Also, beyond this family, can you see, well, if the boat weren't there, you'd see the building that is on that coin. It'll leave, you'll see it, and you'll walk there later. There's a building from the hospital complex. It stands for the approximately 1.25 million people who had to wait a while for medical reasons to get into America. And of those, 12,500 who would be sent back to the old country because of poor health that could not be cured. They would have otherwise been a burden on the American society, so they were sent back. And those who simply died, there were about 3,500 of those. And before you ask the question, no, none of them were buried here. Those are the tears. But that says, the numbers, that 99% of the patients treated here, many of whom had never had any kind of medical attention in their lives before, successfully recovered and joined that 12 million future Americans. As many as 500 children were born here, also in the building that's depicted on that coin. Talk about hope. The hospital complex was a state-of-the-art facility for its time and an important teaching hospital as well. Scholars came from all over the world to teach and to learn. The sick were very well treated, they were well fed, and they were actually even entertained. And in many cases, healthy family members accompanied them, and they were also well treated. It was a welcome to America. This is a vitally important component of the Ellis Island story. This is why the quarter is so important to us, because it's an instrument for raising awareness of this wonderful resource. There's a long way to go before we get to the full preservation of the hospital complex, a very long way. And the people who have taken the lead in that effort are our partners at Save Ellis Island. They're also largely responsible for working with the Mint to organize this event. They're an energetic and dedicated group, and they are our hope for the future of these buildings. You can learn more about them and how you can help at their website, saveellisisland.org. So before I go, I want to give a shout out to some friends and colleagues in the audience, some of whom are here. There's Janice Colella, president of Save Ellis Island, with some members of her board sitting in the front row. We have Assistant Commissioner Rich Bormesian of the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, along with Mark Texel, director of the New Jersey Division of Parks and Forestry, and our good friend and neighbor, Rob Rodriguez, superintendent of Liberty State Park, just that way to the west. There are several representatives from Jersey City Mayor Fulop's office, and last but not least, Bob Doherty and colleagues from the Bank of America. Thank you, Bob, for your generous support of this event. So with that, I will turn it back to Dave for the rest of the program.